the heart of Savannah, where history and legend intertwine like the branches of ancient trees. There exists a world unseen by the ordinary eye. Here, the past refuses to stay buried, and the night is alive with secrets. Welcome to a city where the veil between the living and the dead is as thin as the morning fog, where creatures of legend walk among us, hidden in plain sight, and ancient pacts still hold sway over the living and the supernatural alike. From the restless spirits that roam the old plantations to the mythical beings lurking in the shadows of the city's winding alleys, Savannah is a place where every street corner hides a tale, and every nightfall brings a new chapter in a story as old as the city itself. This is the story of Savannah's secrets, where the supernatural is not just a whisper in the wind, but a pulse that beats through the very soul of this haunted city. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Welcome to Mythic Savannah.
right, there we go. We've killed the music. We are live once again for more Mythic Savannah. Unfortunately, we were off for, well, it'd be about a month because we missed last game because of stuff like my travels, which I almost never do. But I got over 300 pictures out of the deal, so all right with that.
Nice.
Of all the places
Pictures
that I
of
went
what?
to. When I went to New Mexico.
Jerome, you should make a photo book. I can get you a good deal.
Oh, is that the Shutterfly code that you were?
It is.
You were hyping out on Facebook? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Brittany is over here going like, got any more of those Shutterflies?
Hey, buddy, I got what you need.
Yeah,
them Shutterfly codes.
People walking away from Brittany with like a little bit of white over their.
It would be orange. Shutterfly orange.
Or Shutterfly orange. There you go. Yeah.
I was imagining the person in like the trench coat, like opening it up with Shutterfly codes, like you're like the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
And there's just orange glitter everywhere.
Yeah. Oh.
Everybody walking away.
We don't have anything with orange glitter.
Everybody walking away from her with like weird picture related knickknacks and whatnot. All right. Anyway, so back to actual game. So before we continue,
what are we here for?
Let's go ahead and get the XP rolled because we gotta do monthly XP.
Birthdays in November?
Not in this game.
Dang it.
But there will be one for Derek, so that means in Street Fighter and in Marvel we will have for the XP. So who is going to roll? It's 1d4 plus 1.
I'll do it.
Oh.
Wait, go ahead.
Sweet.
All these eager beavers.
Yeah, I got max, so total of 5.
Oh, there you go.
Love an eager beaver.
That will help compared to Wednesday night. We had
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
We had a record, like 14 failures.
Yeah.
Oh.
Insane.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like 14 XP. I was like, that doesn't sound so bad.
No. This was basically 14 botches.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch.
How many of them were Brittany's?
Not as many as you would think.
Oh. That
I know, right? Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah, I think Colin and Dale walked away with the most. I wasn't keeping track, but I think so.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay, so Rachel, why don't you give us a recap?
Okay. All right. So I tried to write a summary here, so we'll try this. So it basically last game pretty much started out with revealing that Courtney was missing, which is Lillian's cousin, which was later revealed to be daughter. And she had been last seen at the elementary school. There was some investigations from Petra, Sly Cade, and Lillian, which basically kind of revealed that there was a white Mustang that had been seen in several places, the wharf, the school most recently, and later on a grocery store in Pooler. So cut to Sly did investigate or go to the grocer in Pooler, which was a Food Lion. He found out that apparently this shark man was also someone that came in regularly and liked to steal cereal called Fruity Brute. And, they just let him do it. It was revealed, that eventually, occasionally he would have dirt and stuff on his boots and all that. Mm-hmm. So, in between that, Cassandra, which is our resident swamp witch, had talked to Sly, and she had revealed that Lillian wasn't necessarily a victim and not in an immediate danger, but that there was also something special about her. We kind of cut to at that point that Sly, Petra, and Cade they investigated a little bit as far as like nurseries around, as far as like the soil and stuff, as sort of a clue. There were 3 that were in the area, but eventually they settled on meeting up at Chatham Nurseries. And when they did, they found the white Mustang there. Sly looked in the car, saw the same kind of dirt, and basically kind of correlated. I think it was there that he saw that, or it was either at another place. Anyway, they ended up meeting up at the nursery. They go inside and they end up actually meeting Bill, who's the shark man, and Young, who is, I guess, a relative of his, mentor, leader, like whatever you want to call it, helper. And Young basically explained that the reason that Bill took Lillian was because that she essentially smelled different to him and didn't understand why. So he took her to Young to try and understand why. And Bill, I guess, is he's very unaccustomed to being out of the water. So this is very much a new situation for him. So he's still very much trying to understand and accommodate. Courtney, though, she was returned after Young asked to Bill to have him bring her back. She was a bit out of it, though, didn't quite understand exactly what was going on. While Courtney was taken out and just, sort of checked out, she was okay. Young basically elaborated that there are werewolves and extended family of shifters. He explained that Courtney is what's called kin or kinfolk, which means that she's got a genealogical marker that ties her to someone who shifts and basically has a better chance of having offspring. So she's like, prime.
Read.
Fortunately, the tribe that Courtney apparently was descended from are known as the SPDs, or Black Spiral Dancers, which is basically a tribe of werewolves that fell to corruption many, many years ago. Evil, vicious, cruel, depraved. She's essentially the remaining survivor of this clan that predates the corruption. So she's sort of pure and doesn't have all that extra, crap, going through her and all that. She's in danger, though, because the clan basically will want to claim her if they kind of find out who and what she is, and will use her for their own sort of agenda. It's also revealed that these tainted shifters have connections to major corporations as part of their plan to spread their taint. Outside of that, there was a date between Joe and I forgot her name already. Basically, Joe had a date with one of the other Street Fighters. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I didn't get to that part yet. Where is it? Oh, Jocelyn. That's right. Joss, that's what I call her.
I knew it was a J-O something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe and Joe.
Joe and Joe. That's
Jojo.
Jojo.
Right.
Jojo.
Daddy!
Hey.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I knew we were missing somebody.
Yay, Abby.
I'm here.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find. There was a very small tidbit about Joe and the whole Street Fighter bit to it. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Sorry. So basically, with Charles and Joe, we followed up with Mikhail to reveal the deal that he had made with Rourke last week, which was basically a multi-deal fight. Mikhail, of course, was ecstatic about it, accepted it. They drank to celebrate and brainstorm. And then there was a whole new action scene sort of proposed. And, essentially it went off without a hitch. Joe nailed the mechanics of it and the explosions and all that good stuff. And then at the end of the day, Joe and Joss had their date, which ended up okay. They got interrupted at a diner, essentially, after that, Waffle House. And yeah, so we're at the point now where we've recovered Courtney, found out that Bill wasn't always Bill as he is now, and that apparently Courtney is of prime breeding stock for the BSDs and other kinfolk. So there you go.
All right. So that is a good recap. That's where we left off. So picking up, it's been a couple days later, or we'll say 3, coming up on the weekend at this point. So things a little bit busier around town. So Shelly, as we're picking up the game, you have a customer. His name is I need to go find it again. I buried it in my notes as I was making stuff. Here we are. His name is Leland Diallo. I will post that in the chat.
Okay.
And it's pretty simple. It's just another customer who is trying to find out what their future holds for them, which is kind of what you're known for. Leland is clearly at a place out here in the swamp. He took a boat over, but he has probably the nice end of Bass Pro Shop style clothing. So, I mean, it's durable and you could probably use it for that, but that's not what he would use it for. It's more like upper middle class country.
Okay.
Minus the cowboy hat. So why don't you go ahead and give me a roll for your divination?
Oh, I gotta remember what that was. It's. Oh shoot! What do I roll? Is it occult in?
Be right back.
I gotta bring it up because I don't remember. I should have my book up.
We'll
Is
just
it
mark
Auspex?
Just mark it down. Yes, it's going to be Auspex and occult. Yes, a discipline she has no hope of getting unless she becomes a ghoul. And occult. You might want to write it down on your sheet. It's going to be intelligence and occult.
Okay. Thought so, but I wasn't sure. Okay, yeah. Let me put that there. Okay. So that's
Difficulty 6.
6. Okay. Here it
And
comes.
which version are you doing?
I'm going to do innards. She's going to rip open the belly of a rabbit and spill its guts out.
Okay.
And this is which one is this? Is this M? This is not MM. This is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
MM.
the MMO.
Is it
Slash.
MM? Okay.
Yep.
Reminds me of I think it was
And you said difficulty 6.
difficulty 6. This kind of reminds me of I think it was either Police Academy 2 or 3, where Bubba Smith posed as a voodoo priest or something, and he's like, I'll reach into the belly of a yak and rip out his heart. And one of the kids that they're trying to spook turns to him and says, and that's gonna bring him back to life. And he's like, no man, I'm hungry.
There's a good possibility that he might have got splashed with some of the guts.
The innards.
Yeah, got 3. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so no problem. So yeah, he freaks out a little bit. Rip. And you start divinating through the innards, which is kind of gross. He's
Get to play.
trying to hold his soup back. Just all right. So as you are doing that for him, there's usually kind of like something you might say or whatnot. It's not so much for you, like you don't really need it, but it's just words or a phrase or something that you throw out there, kind of like the intro, little showmanship, so that way they know you're about to do what you're going to do, whatever it is. And the next thing you know, you don't even feel like you're in the shack anymore. As you were attempting to divine what might be in his future. I need to post this up real quick. No, I don't need my calculator. There we go. So I'm posting a logo up in the Mythic Savannah Discord chat so you can look at it. for some reason you see an image of what appears to be like a P with an X through it, through the bottom half, like the tail end of the P. And of course, some of this is kind of blurred and mixed up a little bit. You're not entirely sure what all of it means, because that's what divination does. You kind of have to figure it out after the fact. And you see a red star high in the sky. And for some people who knows what some of this is, yeah, big surprise. Most of you, it's going to go right over your head because you probably didn't look at it. And then you also end up seeing the imagery of someone crucified to a large wooden X. The sky is kind of discolored with this reddish amber haze. And in the distance, you see some kind of monstrous-looking female silhouette. You can't quite make out who it is, but you can tell they're almost Amazonian by stature, but perhaps you get the opinion like it's a bit bestial, even though it's, again, it's a silhouette. You can't actually make out who it is. And there's a dark, shadowy person looming near her feet. It was actually able to. It's also difficult to make out who this individual is, but he's very much manly in shape, very robust, and you're able to see these like piercing yellow eyes emanating from him, and what appeared to be shadowy-looking chains wrapped around and draping from his forearms as if they were decor or possibly armor of some kind, and an eerie greenish glow around him. It appears, as things are starting to come together, it appears that he's actually looking over whoever is pinned to this cross, while demonic entities kind of writhe and chant around its base, almost as if whoever was on this cross, or this X, I should say, is there for sacrifice. The person who is pinned to the X cross is actually forced to drink from some kind of chalice as the last ebbs of their life leave their body in violent spasms. You're then able to see some sort of a rip between worlds as these otherworldly humanoids hunched over with a writhing mass of tendrils stemming from their face stream forth, and then the next imagery you get is you see Savannah burning. You focus again on that PX symbol, and it seems to give you some form of danger as well as defense, but you're not entirely sure. So your mental magic 8-ball is shaking and signs are not clear at this point. The last part of your divination shows that monstrous looking silhouette again, looking for something. This time you're able to make out saber-like teeth coming from her mouth, grinning as she looks around the city. And the next thing you end up seeing is a child, alone and cold, can be vaguely seen, hiding in the shadowy corners, trying to avoid her gaze. And when you finally come to, Leland is gone.
Okay, so the female figure, is she hovering over the city?
Kind of. More like she's stalking through it. More like
Okay,
she's stalking through it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, after she comes to, she is going to quickly wipe her hands off.
Okay.
Dump the rabbit and everything into the water for the gators, and she is going to grab her bag of tricks, and she's going to jump into her boat and head to town.
Okay. So you hop in your boat and grab your things and make your way into town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, so let's circle back to Petra and Charlotte. What are the two of you doing right about now?
Well, I know that
What time is
Charlotte wanted to talk
It
to
is the morning time. We'll say about 10.
Cade and Sly about lodgings.
Okay.
So this probably would have been sometime after the incident with Shark Dude. And she would have invited them to stay for free at her estate. This is if Sly wants to like um barter, but this would be part of his raise, is that he would have free lodgings.
That works.
Okay.
They'd have their own cabin essentially on the grounds.
Is this different from uh the peach plantation?
Contract. No, it's the same. So I am at least in my head, how I imagine it is there's the plantation house that has Airbnb rooms, but then if you wanted more privacy, there were individual cabins, like a campsite sort of thing. So you had your own amenities and things like that. If you want to get technical, they're kind of representative of where the slaves would stay, except for their individual cabins, not
And they're refurbished.
barracks. And they're not even refurbished. I imagine they're original houses. They're just representative of what the slaves would have used.
Right. They still would have been refurbished because they would have had to have been in order to make it into this century.
Yes.
I mean,
I
they have,
meant
like,
that,
electricity
I meant
and
that
stuff.
they're new builds, not
Running water.
refurbished.
Yeah. Sure.
They're not the
Oh, okay. They're
actual
not
houses.
original.
Okay.
Correct. They're new builds.
Gotcha.
Maybe they have one, but you don't stay in it. It's like you go in and look at it. That's been refurbished.
It's there for historic purposes.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
So you no longer have to pick peaches, Cade.
Thank you. Oh, however, now I'm living out further away. Sure. Is this land cursed?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, right. Perhaps I should double check on that before I decide my lodging. But yes, thank you. I appreciate the offer.
You're still welcome to have breakfast inside. It is a bed and breakfast, so.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I guess you no longer need help with the peaches, I suppose.
It was just a form of payment, but because I now know you are friend, more than just vampire acquaintances, known by whatever.
You
You're
know I'm
welcome
not
to
a
stay.
vampire, right?
Yes, I meant as in you're not just here for the cause, but you're becoming a friend.
Oh, okay.
A
Yes.
ally, I'd say.
Hmm. Interesting. I see I can see the wisdom in putting acquaintances to work in order to ascertain whether or not they're worthy of being friends. But yes, I appreciate the the upgrade. Yes.
I mean, you are welcome to stay in the house if you wish, but I thought you would like your own space and not have to, you have a place for your squire.
Oh, yes, right.
You could more easily come and go as you please.
This is true. It is fun to speak with the other people who are staying at the bed and breakfast. But yes, I'll mull it over and I'll let you know. But yes, thank you. I appreciate the offer, and I appreciate that we are becoming closer to being friends. Yes, if not friends already.
Mm. Do you speak Hebrew?
Jerome, I don't believe where's the languages on this sheet?
It's on. It would be listed as a merit.
It's a merit.
Yes,
Oh,
merit.
nope.
Merit language, and then Hebrew.
Okay. No, the only language I have here is Pig Latin. So no, unfortunately, I do not know Hebrew.
Spend points on that?
Uye etbe.
Well, Petra doesn't speak Pig Latin, so
Well, if you had bought the merit, you would have understood what I said.
Uye,
Well,
Upitste,
thank
Ursin
you.
Pei.
And thank you for helping us out the other night.
Of course. It's a knight's duty to help those in need.
I am now seeing that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Yeah, if you have further need of me, you know where to find me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And call if you need anything.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Petra?
well, we would be manning the cafe
Of course.
and being suspicious about everybody that comes in
Okay.
and making sure that Courtney stays in the back.
Just like any mother.
Fair enough. All right.
She's gonna keep her in the kitchen.
And Sly, at this point, are you working your day job?
Let's see. Well, if it's let's see. Because the cafe's like nearby. Okay,
It's
he would
basically
be
next door.
yeah, exactly. So he would be working his day job, and if there was like any type of lull, he would be like hey, I'm on. I'm gonna take a like 15-20 minute break. Be right back. Is that okay by you?
That's fine.
All right. Be back soon. And he takes a stroll outside and heads next door to the cafe to see if he can find Petra.
That's not a problem. Petra is behind the counter right now, doing her best to seem friendly, but she almost has like a perpetual kind of eyebrow up as she looks at people discerningly as they come walking through.
Gotcha. Is it like fairly busy right now? It being in the morning.
So we'll say it's between 10 and 10:30 at this point. So right now she's in a period where there's a little bit of a lull. So she's cooking some stuff to restock.
Got it. All right. So yeah, I walk up to the counter. I'm like, Petra, how goes it?
Oh, hi, Sly. Do you like some coffee?
That'd be great. 2 creams, 2 sugars, if you got it.
Oh, sweet tooth, huh? So
Yeah.
she'll pour him a cup, and she'll say it's on the house.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, your friend, my boss, Char, very, very generous. I really appreciate it. Oh, she actually got me and our new friend Cade our own little cabins on her estate. Imagine
Oh,
that.
really?
It's pretty nice.
So you're staying in town for a while?
Yeah, I think so, especially with, what has happened recently. Speaking of which, how is Courtney doing? Is she okay?
She's gonna take some adjusting. It's a a little overwhelming. Honestly, I've kept her kind of shielded from a lot of this stuff, so
Gotcha. So
we'll get through it.
is she like now in the know of what's going on and what her situation is?
Yeah, more or less.
Gotcha. Seems like she's kind of in a bad spot right now. What with her having been marked, having some crosshairs on her, so to speak.
Well, we've decided to be extra careful, kind of people she associates with, and keep an eye on things.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's got to be rough. So you don't have any like special plan on how to keep her safe, or is that just kind of played as
I'm
you go?
putting some feelers out for I mean, I don't suppose you've had much experience with folks like that, the hairy kind.
Woo!
Not specifically, but I have had experience with protecting people.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, with you saying putting feelers out, like you're trying to figure out what to do, I could talk to Courtney if she's available. I mean, if she's okay with talking to people, I might be able to actually help her out.
Um, what are you suggesting?
It's hard to say. It's kind of one of those very private, kind of one-on-one type of things. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to keep things from you here. Okay, I'm just trying to be careful with regard to present company in the cafe.
In that sense, why don't we put a pin in that and talk in more detail later?
Sure. Yeah. You know where I'm at. Thanks for the cup of joe.
Yeah.
He turns and heads back to work.
Okay. All right. So Joe, even though it's not nighttime yet, you end up getting a message left for you on your cell phone. It is your actual boss back from the shop. Hold on a second. That's not what I was looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Stephen Milliner. And he indicates in the phone message that he leaves you, obviously it's a bit more cryptic, but he does indicate that he needs to see you at the shop when you rise, and you're gonna want to bring the fighter kid, and you're muted. Bum bum bum. You're still muted, Rachel.
I forgot I was muted on this and my headset, so double whammy.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So he needs me at the shop when I get up, and I have to bring the fighter kid. So
yes.
Charles. Okay.
So Charles, yes.
Yeah. So I'll respond, when my normal alarm goes off, as far as the sunset timing and stuff. She'll respond, "We'll do, boss. In a particular time."
ASAP.
Okay.
It's what you end up getting when you call him back or text him.
Then okay. So by the time we get to me, am I up at this point?
Yeah.
As far as like daylight and all, or
yeah.
evening?
At this point, we'll kind of fast forward a little bit.
Okay. So she's gonna give Charles a call.
Ring, 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 ring,
Ring,
ring.
ring,
Banana phone.
ring,
This is Charles. Go ahead.
Hey, Charles, it's Joe here. Can you, if you have some time this evening, I wasn't sure what all the plans were outside of, normal set stuff, but can you meet me at my shop? Like, I need to, like, have a meeting with you,
Sure.
with my boss, I guess.
What's it
Okay.
about?
You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. Just meet me here in, like, I don't know, half an hour.
All right, I'll be there.
Appreciate it. And then, yeah, so I'll get ready, get dressed, and head out.
Okay. All right. So, Charles, is there anything in particular you're doing before you head out?
No, I don't think there's anything. I think his day is filming over by chance?
No.
Filming is not over. Okay.
Technically, filming takes place at night.
Okay.
Unless they have certain shots that they need for you, like during the days. But yeah.
Okay.
So they obviously have some things set up right now, and you're the star, so obviously you're needed the most. But you can, you're the star. You can push that out a little bit if you need to.
Okay. All right. Well, if it doesn't sound like there's anything too crazy going on at the shoot, he'll just let Mikhail know, like, hey, I gotta head over to this meeting. I'll be back as soon as I can. And just head out.
Sure. I mean, he grumbles a little bit, but he'll figure something out. Like he'll take some of the other actors that are in the movie
Like
and,
he has
and
a choice.
shoot around it, That way no one's losing any time on the shoot. He's just going to try and film some other stuff that's pertinent to the movie.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So jump in the Jaguar and head over to the shop.
All right. So, yep. So Joe is. I mean, you end up getting there, and then they've been conducting business all day, so it's same old, same old. And then of course Charles comes pulling up in his Jaguar.
I'll sort of intercept Charles at that point. Like, hey, thanks for coming. I know this was interrupting your schedule and stuff, but I didn't have a choice either. So
sounds pretty important.
Yeah, so my boss is up here. I don't know what's up, but let's go. By the way, your moves the other time, oh my god, they were amazing. Like,
thanks. You did well too.
Look,
everything went off without a hitch.
It takes a good team to know where the spots are, and you know what? You let it off perfectly. So I can only appreciate the team that I work with. So.
Thanks. All right, so let's go see your boss.
Yeah, let's go see my boss. I have no idea what he wants. Normally he wants me to just tow shit.
This is basically like an auto body shop.
Okay.
Obviously, it works some extended hours. You can see that they've got a tow truck out here that gets used at times. They do actual work on the cars as well. It's not just someplace that gets towed in and they drop it off or whatnot. So it is kind of a full stop shop. You're brought into the back, where the manager would normally be, but there's a guy in a nice business suit sitting back there. Doesn't have a tie. But he's still nicely dressed, kind of leaning back in his chair and waiting as you and Joe come walking in. He greets both of you. He says, Joe, Charles, is that?
Yes, Charles. How can I help you, sir?
Do I recognize him at all? Do I get any kind of vibe off of him?
Off of who?
The guy that's in the room. You said that we're meeting up. Do I know this guy or?
Yeah, it's Stephen Milliner. He's the guy that runs the whole operation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that's who you were saying was there. Never mind.
Yeah. Not your normal boss, like the boss.
Oh, vampire boss. Right. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. Brain farted on that. Okay.
So.
All right. So hey, boss.
He just motions to the two of you. Says, "Please have a seat."
Okay. Yeah. Sit down.
He says, so, and he's looking like right at Joe specifically. He says, so we had a job opportunity come through back channels, and we're kind of obligated to see that through. There's an individual that goes by the Irishman, who is needing some assistance bringing somebody in for a conversation.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of look at between Steven and then over at Charles,
Mhm.
like
Blank
kind
face.
of confused as to why they're bringing in him for this.
Yeah, he shrugs. He says it was a special request.
From the Irishman to bring in this guy.
Yep. So he
She's like,
nods. He says it's a pretty
Oh.
simple job. They just want you're just helping facilitate a meetup. I guess this guy has
Oh.
some sort of debt or something, and they're just trying to make sure it gets paid off and settled. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to be 10K to you. And he looks to Charles and he says, from what I understand, there's something in it for you too. Something along the effect of you're working on a movie here in town, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, there's further support for that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm gonna say I'm a little nervous about the support from this.
Hey, that's pretty good. Oh, Mikhail's gonna be happy.
You know, he very well might be, but let's meet up with the Irishman, huh?
All right.
Mr. Milner, is there anything I should be aware of before I meet up with this individual?
Come strapped, just in case.
So
That all right with you, Mr. Charles?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Fine with
is there
me.
a particular time or place where is it now or is it later?
He says it's in the immediacy. Yeah, he wants to. He says our client, the Irishman, wants to get this taken care of as soon as possible.
Okay. When you say taken care of as soon as possible, and not to question anything, but is he is there some trouble that I should be aware of? I mean,
we're not interfering with any potential trouble. We're just trying to facilitate one person meeting another.
Okay. Okay. Well, Charles, you ready to take a road trip?
Let's go.
All right. So he ends up giving you an address, and which we have to bounce around here a little bit, but I'll get back to you guys in a second. But he gives you an address.
Yeah, that's fine.
To where you're supposed to go. You're supposed to actually pick the individual up first, and then you're going to drive him to the meetup.
Well, you know, I am paid for being a taxi sometimes, apparently. So, sure.
He says, thank you kindly. And he says, Charles, I'm sure when you speak to the Irishman, he'll let you know what your particular cut is. Obviously, I'm just the middleman. But if you don't mind, in particular, we have vested interest here in Joe. So if you could help keep an eye on her, I would appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Mr. Milner.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, Mr. Milner. It was nice meeting you.
Likewise, he extends his hand. He says, good luck with that shoot.
Thank you. I guess I should probably get a firearm.
I mean, I think it was just, you don't need to go out of your way to buy a firearm. I mean, I usually am. I've got something usually.
Okay.
But you'll be okay. I mean, I'm not going to have, no offense, I'm not going to drive you to buy a firearm in the middle of the night. Well, beginning of the night.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I got the address here. So, do you want to, you
Oh.
got anything to do before we go there?
Nope. I'll follow you.
Did you
Follow
want
me. You'll be with me.
Did you want to pick up your sword?
This.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, that's Davey's thing. His character has a sword.
Yeah. I kind of want to say that he has a spare in the car. I don't
Well,
know.
I drove and
he-
I picked you up, so you probably are not, you don't have a spare.
Oh, okay. Then let's go back to the hotel
Sure.
and get the
Get
the
the goods.
sword. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll get back to you guys in just a second.
Okay.
All right, so Shelly, you it's still, obviously we're jumping back in time a little bit here. You have made it into town. Where exactly are you going? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Okay. She will most likely head to her own shop. And in transit, she will, since Sly is the only supernatural that she's come across in a while, she would send him a text and it would say, "Urgent, I need to speak with you."
How urgent? Send.
Very.
Not very specific, but okay. Let me see what I can do. At
And
about
she will give him the address of her shop.
At about what time would it be right now, Jerome, that I got that text?
Since you've had some conversations and whatnot, we'll say it's probably about high noon, right?
Okay. So then he looks to him on, hey, going on the lunch break. Be back in an hour.
So he's all so fast. Noted.
Yeah. Things happening, you know. Be back soon. So then he takes off and gets in his car, starts headed to her shop.
Okay. So from here, it's actually it's a good bit of a trek, as you have to come off the island and head into just on the other side of downtown Savannah. Once you get the address, it's an old storefront. Looks like most everything else here is closed down. Not in use or whatnot. It's all got like for rent signs or whatever have you, for lease.
Okay.
And there, of course, is a door. No windows or anything, but it's got like some decor and a sign so you know where you're going.
Okay. And what is this shop called?
Mystic Dreams.
Mystic Dreams. Okay. All right.
Well, it could be one of two things.
Yeah. So so he'll go ahead and head on inside Mystic Dreams.
Okay. So the first moment you enter, obviously little bells ring. Cling, ling, ling, ling. And you're hit with this wave of incense, which is pretty common in these types of places. Not very well lit. Probably you've got some of the you've got they're not tarps, but they're like cloths that kind of hang down from the
Canopies.
ceiling. Canopies, thank you.
Yep. Okay.
So you've got kind of some of that effect, going on. There's a small little first thing when you walk in, there's a small little bookshelf with some remedies and whatnot that she sells.
Okay.
And it's not a huge room. There's a table right in the very middle. There's 2 chairs, and then there's a chair on the other side.
Okay.
Obviously, a door to the back room, which is probably where she's at this point.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll walk over then to the door where the back room is and be like, "Knock, knock. Anybody home?"
Yeah, she will come out. And what you can see of her face, she looks very bothered.
Hey there. So,
I have some information for you. I had a vision, and it's quite troubling.
and you wanted to tell me about it. Well, oh, okay. Should we lock the door, or do you have any clients that are going to come in and interrupt? Or
Oh, don't sweat it. I got that taken care of, bub.
right, your friend. That's right.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, that was some good info regarding the food line. Thank you. That really helped out the other day.
So he locks it up and he says, "Hey, mistress, what is he talking about? The food lion?"
About the gentleman that took the woman. You saw him?
Oh, sure. All right. Just wanting to make sure that I'm not like losing it or nothing.
No, you're fine, darling.
Well, sure.
Alright.
Yeah, let's have a seat and
Yes,
tell me all about it.
please.
He just goes wandering off the back to go do weasel things.
Makes sense.
It is quite disturbing. It started out with someone. I'm trying to remember everything Jerome said. I should have wrote it down. I don't know why I didn't. I saw a person on on 2 boards that look like an X, like like crucified, and there was a like a large female presence. I couldn't see her, but I could see her outline. And at her feet was this man, and he had yellow eyes and this armor. And then I saw the guy on the X, and there were demons chanting and dancing around him. He was like a sacrifice. And then I seen a child. The large woman presence was looking through the city, and the child was trying to hide in the shadows so that she could not be seen. And I saw this symbol. She's going to draw the symbol.
Okay.
And yes, and there was a red star in the sky.
Huh.
Does it mean anything to you? Do you know this symbol?
That is interesting. An X with the letter P. How was the person on the X sacrificed? Were they just kept there? Did something happen to them?
He was just hanging there.
Well, it is troubling.
I got the feeling of foreboding, like we are in danger. The city is in danger.
I bet. Seeing all of that, demons, person crucified. Wow. The female, You're talking about a large female presence. Did she look
Well,
like anything?
I could see her form, but I couldn't see her. So I don't know what she is or what she looks like, but I knew she was a female. I could feel, she was a female.
Okay.
And in the man at her feet, I couldn't see. I could see only his eyes, and he was in this kind of weird armor. It looked like you said it was like smoke, right, Jerome?
Say what?
The armor you said was like smoke.
Nope.
Oh, I can't remember. Okay, I can't remember. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, he had this a strange armor, and I don't know how to explain it.
How did you come upon this vision? Did it just happen to you?
No, I had a client who come to me and wanted to know his future. So I ripped open a rabbit and looked into its innards, and suddenly I was no longer there. I was watching this whole scene unfold in front of me.
Okay. The P with the X, that symbol is interesting. The others, I'm not sure about. The X for the crucifixion. Huh. Yellow eyes and armor. And you don't know what the armor looks like. You just said it was like a strange looking?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't like your normal, metal or leather.
All right. The child that was hiding from the female presence. Was there anything special about them? Boy, girl, any special features that you remember?
It was a girl, and she kept to the shadows. She wouldn't come out of the shadows because she didn't want to be seen by the woman.
Interesting. Well, honestly, I don't have exact answers for you with that, but remember when I was talking to you a few days ago about Pathanagal?
Yes.
Have you come across anything else with regard to him recently, perchance?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Wondering if this relates to them. Have you talked to anybody else about this?
No, it just happened not too long ago. I came straight into town after it happened.
And am I the only other not regular person you know of here in Savannah?
And well, I know of some, but I'm not close to any of them.
And you haven't?
And since you were you had come to me with such an unusual request, I thought that perhaps you would be the one that I would share this with.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. There are others I could probably talk to. I'll do some digging. I'll see what I can find. If you remember anything else about that vision or you have it again, anything, if you can draw pictures, write things down, any details we can get. Because clearly your visions mean something. You've got something about you. Speaking of which, what is it that's about you? If you don't mind my asking.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm kind of a people person, and you're not a regular person. I mean, you know that there are things that go bump in the night, things aren't exactly as they seem, people aren't exactly as they appear sometimes, and pretty sure it's the same with you. A typical
Well,
person, they can't just guess what you figured out.
well, when you had this gift like I have, you know, you come across a lot of different things.
Have you had
People
that
with,
gift your whole life?
yes, most of my life, yes.
Huh, interesting. Well, good to know. Yeah, so I will go ahead and talk to some folks, see what answers I can get. But again, yeah, any other details you manage to muster, or if you see another vision or something, yeah, do what you can to let me know. Record it. That way we can piece this together.
Very well, I will.
Well, it's a nice shop you got here.
Hmm.
Surprised you don't just live near it. You live all the way deep in the swamp. Any reason for that? I mean, is it really just like the ambiance? Is it just to get the whole get up thing? Or
I like the seclusion.
okay,
People don't react to me very well sometimes.
well, I think they're not used to people pulling out rabbit innards. That's how you told this guy's future? Did you warn him you were going to do that ahead of time? Or anything?
No,
You might want to consider that. Just one professional to another.
I am a voodoo priestess, so I mean,
Oh, I
if they come to see me, they better, you know, expect they should do their homework.
I guess you were just very authentic compared to most. You know, not everybody who claims they're a voodoo practitioner or whatever can actually do that. You know, a ton of it's just fake. They don't know what they're doing. But clearly,
Well, yet
you do.
I learned it from my own mother, so yes.
Inherited. Good to know. Well, all right. Yeah, I'll contact you if I find anything. And again, yeah, you find anything else, any other details, let me know. I'll keep digging.
Yes, I think I'm going to stay here for the night. So if you need to reach me, I shall be here.
Got it. Right. Well, a pleasure like always. It was nice not having to wear extra pants to get to you. That was nice.
Of course.
Have a good one. Turns around and heads out, starts headed back into town.
Any particular place that you're going to, Sly?
At this point, let's see. Would he know where Char is? Like, is she also at the store, or would she be back at her estate?
She's probably back at her estate at this point, because that's where
Okay.
she was talking to Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go ahead and drive to her place then.
Oh,
Bless
okay.
you.
Well, from there, it's not actually a far drive.
Cool.
And easy enough to spot. We'll say at this point, maybe Charlotte is just busy doing Charlotte things and maintaining the house. Kate is
Drinking
probably
her coffee and
sure.
There you go.
afternoon tea or
Yep.
something. I don't know what time. it is.
Kate at this point and his
Christmas
manservant is currently setting up their cabin so they have everything the way that they want it.
Excellent. Yeah. So then he walks in, finds her wherever she's at in her mansion or estate. Like, Char, hey, hope I didn't catch you off guard or anything. You got a minute or two?
I definitely do. Come sit.
Excellent. Go ahead and have a seat. Looking around, is there like anybody else like in here, or is it right now just like her? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to take this to a more private room?
And he looks around and goes, "That might be best. We can do it your room or my cabin. Thanks, by the way. Whatever works for you.
I have an office that will suit our needs."
Lead the way."
And Char will take him to her office, which is just like a really big room. It's probably what was the tea room at the time. So it has like a sitting room and a desk, and
Sure.
it's just nice and fancy.
Fancy.
Here, we can have a sit.
Walks in, closes the door, takes a seat. Like, boy, yeah. When they say go big or go home, you just do both, huh?
I make my home a big, I guess. Yeah.
Well, anyway, right. So, I have this friend. She has qualities that would make her special, including some divination, I suppose it would be. She sees things. She has visions of what's happening elsewhere, or maybe in the future. You ever run into somebody like that before?
Yes.
Good. You have some experience. Well, her vision was somewhat troubling. And with you and your resources and contacts, I was wondering if you had run into anything like this, especially since you and Amon dabble in the ancient I would say, let's see. Okay, let me put it this way. Her vision was apocalyptic.
Oh dear.
Do you have a pen and paper I can draw on right here?
She'll pull a pad of paper and probably a fountain pen.
Fancy, like it. Goes ahead and draws the symbol, the X with the capital P in the center. He's like, shows it to her. Does this mean anything specific to you?
Abby, give me a wits and occult check.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
It's like it looked Egyptian just from Abby's perspective. Let's see here. Wits and occult, you said?
Wits and occult. Difficulty 7.
Okay. And
Wait on the roll. Wait on the roll.
nope.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Apparently my dice hate me as much as my real dice hate me.
Oh, we know that feeling. We
So
felt it.
you don't
Got
have-
spanked
you-
on Wednesday.
You don't have any occult? That doesn't sound quite right.
I have 2 in occult and 2 in wits.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had more, but apparently I don't.
All
That
right.
will change soon.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. Right now, you're kind of clueless.
Could I say it looks Egyptian, but I'm not sure what it means?
You are free to wing whatever information you like. It doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate.
Absolutely. I don't know what this means, Sly, but it does kind of give me an Egyptian symbol vibes, but I don't know anything.
All right. Well, I'll give you the gist of what the rest of the vision was. Apparently, there was a person being crucified on an X, not a typical crucifix, mind you. They were surrounded by demons, apparently, of various types and looks. Among them, there was a large female presence. Don't know what she's supposed to look like. And then there was a man at her feet who had yellow eyes and strange looking armor that he was wearing, apparently. And ultimately, this symbol was in the mix somewhere. And lastly, there was a child, apparently a girl, hiding from this large female. So, I know not a lot to go on. Does that sound like any type of prophecy or story you've ever come across?
Roll again.
Yes. Give me intelligence and academics.
Okay. That is much better.
Nice.
What's the difficulty?
Still difficulty 7.
Okay. And my 10s explode, so that is 5 successes.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. That makes up for the failure.
Yeah.
Sort of. 1 second. Oh. Doggone it. I had that selected and then decided to select the whole page.
Yeah.
You say sabotage. I say sabotage. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you the, because you rolled well, I'm going to give you the first one. You brain farted.
Aw,
And
thank
then,
you.
And then this is in reference to the crucifixion thing that he was describing.
Okay.
There you go. And that has been sent to you directly. Well, you've already seen it by now in Facebook. Take it away, Abby.
Uno momento while I read.
Right.
Accessing her cache of knowledge.
Yes.
Her eyes kind of go up, and you hear
Charlotte
flipping.
just pauses, and you see like a little rotation kind of going around.
Yeah.
A loading
Buffering.
symbol.
She's buffering.
She's entering her mind palace.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much of all my past lives.
Her mind pyramid.
Nice.
So that would make her the $10,000 Charlotte.
Yes.
The TV show. Yeah, it's before your time, but there was a TV show, the $10,000 Pyramid.
Was that a bicentennial
I
man
used to
reference?
watch that
No, it was a game show.
with my grandmother.
Oh. You should have said Legends of the Hidden Temple. I would have got that one.
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
That was a good time. I liked that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what that symbol means now. It's a Christian term. It's the gyro symbol, something like that. And the story Saint Andrew was crucified on an X-shaped cross instead of the T. It was also called a crux decussata. And according to the legend, Saint Andrew chose the type of cross because he felt it was unworthy to be crucified on the same cross as Jesus. And
Cairo.
the crucifixion was that sort of torture execution method was given by the Romans, Persians, Carthaginians, and
Carthaginians.
others. Carthaginians, thank you.
All the brouhaha suddenly going.
And it was considered a humiliating and painful execution. It did not take their victims quickly.
Right. What was this Saint Andrew known for? Why was he being crucified?
Google
Fine
search.
Palace.
Yeah, I was going to say, Abby, do you just want to Google that one?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Good question, Dill. Make her work.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Okay. AI overview says because he continued to preach Christianity after being ordered to stop by the Roman governor in Patras in Greece around 60 BC or CE.
AD. Yeah, he can't
AD.
stop talking about Christianity before Christianity became a thing.
He was crucified for his beliefs.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, but sometimes literally.
Well, you know, and when you preach against idol worship in ancient Greece, it was kind of not favored.
Well, pretty sure I wasn't seeing Grecians, or at least she wasn't seeing Grecians. Oh, did the story with Saint Andrew, did any of that have to do with like a red star? I remember she was mentioning that as well, that there was this red star in the sky.
Do I roll or
You are going
Google?
to roll.
Okay.
You can roll your intelligence and occult at this point.
Intelligence and occult. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still difficulty 7?
Yes.
3 successes
3 successes.
for the red star.
Abby is going to start parsing again.
Red star, you said, right, Sly? It's means wormwood. It's a star or an angel that appears in the Book of Revelations. He was the angel or the star is a sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah, that checks according to what she described. Huh.
It also is sometimes called a meteor, potentially.
Like it's not really a star, it's a meteor, but it might look like a star, or
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, I haven't seen any of those in the sky, so that's good. Wow, interesting. Okay. Does any of this make sense to you? I know it's a lot kind of all cobbled together, it seems, but would you happen to know anybody who would know anything more about things like this? Apocalyptic visions and whatnot?
Difficult to say. We'd need a professor of Christianity, I would think. Would I know that Petra is Orthodox Christian? You might know.
You would know she's Catholic.
Yeah. Petra is Catholic. Perhaps she knows? Let me give her a call
Okay.
and pull up my phone.
Okay.
And I call Petra.
All right. Ring, 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 banana phone.
That's why that's been stuck in my head for the last 10 minutes. I was like, where did that come from?
I did that to Davey, that's why.
Nice.
That would explain. Hello?
Hi, Petra. It's Shar. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good. And your oh goodness. Courtney, how is she?
She's doing all right. She's coming to terms with some things. We had a pretty awkward family meeting this week.
I understand. That would be a good idea. Also awkward, as you said. Pleasantries over. I have some questions.
Okay, sure.
Sly is here with me, and he has a friend who may possibly have visions of the future. And they have several symbols and saints regarding death and apocalyptic events.
Oh.
Specifically, Saint Andrew being, or the X-shaped cross that symbolizes Saint Andrew's crucifixion, as well as the Cairo symbol.
The what symbol? Can you
It's
spell that for me?
yeah. It's CHIRHO. It's a P with a long stem and an X.
Brittany, why don't you go ahead and for that one right there, I'll get to the rest of it in a second, but for the symbol, give me an intelligence and academics check, or occult, whichever is better.
I have lore church.
If that is better, you can use that one.
Better than academic? Yes.
Or occult. Difficulty 7?
Okay. Intelligence, you said?
Yes.
Oops, we are not playing BTM. That is 2 botches.
Do you have a reroll?
Yeah. I suppose I could use it on this.
Oh, that's a pretty epic fail there.
Yeah.
We haven't had like an actual botch in any of these games in a while.
Okay, 2 successes.
Much better. And then Petra gained another one from Dale. So.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
All right. So 1 second.
Didn't electrocute myself with my phone.
Or told us that we don't have to worry about anything. It's just going to be popsicles and rainbows.
She's probably just smoking too much.
Too much incense.
Gotta go find my note on that.
Do you want me to send what you sent me, or
Nope.
is something else? Okay.
She has a different take on it.
Of course.
Here we go. There you go. Sent to you directly, Brittany.
I was wondering. What is the context of this symbol?
I think Sly would be best to tell you, and I'll put you on speaker. She needs to know the context of that vision again.
Sure. Hey, Petra. Long time no hear.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Yeah. Probably should be working, but this is more fun. So, anyway, yeah, that symbol, and the vision. So there was this red star in the sky, demons all around, a person on an X who was being crucified on it, a large female presence, without much more detail there. Next to this female, a man at her feet with yellow eyes, strange looking armor, and there was apparently a child, a girl, hiding from this large female. The symbol was within the vision. It's just getting bits and pieces, it seems. Does any of that strike any chords with you? Does any of that make sense?
Not really. Let me think about that.
The red star does symbolize wormwood found in the Book of Revelations. I don't know if that is helpful, but that is what I understand.
Two successes.
Sly and I were trying to connect the pieces of the vision and the identifiable attributes of it. Wanted your take on it as a Catholic.
Okay, there you go.
You ladies must have some very large, winding mind palaces up there. Boy, oh boy. Glad it came to you.
We've been around for a while.
Yeah, I bet you have.
You know, I remember back in the 90s, the 1990s, there was a red star that rose in the sky, and a lot of the religious communities thought that it was symbolic of the end of the world. Obviously, it was premature, but it sounds like there's a lot of that imagery. Um, Tell me about the Cairo symbol again. Like, where did that come in?
You know, she herself was apparently this was a very strange vision. She didn't expect to have it because she was with a client, and then this popped up instead of. Was that the guy who's going to be on the cross? Shoot, I should have asked for his name. Huh. Well, it might have something to do with the client, but maybe not.
Did you get a
Perhaps we
description
could meet this visionist?
Yeah, that
You
might
know-
actually be more clear.
Yeah. Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Get it right from her. Sure, I can contact her. She'd probably be willing to meet with you.
Would you
When
like
when and where do we want to meet?
Well, we're just closing up the shop right now, so I'm free.
I'm available. I was just having a sit down before I return to what I do, taking care of the B&B at this today, at least.
You think it'd be safe to have that meetup here at your estate?
If she's willing, sure.
All right. Let me give her a text. Goes ahead and sends a text to Cassandra saying some friends would like to talk to you about your vision. You willing to meet face to face?
She first response, Jerome, is it possible for her to try to scry and see if she can pull anything more from her vision?
I mean, you can, but that's usually not how visions work.
Right.
They're usually like a one and done.
Yeah, she'll write back. Yes, that is fine. They can come here to the shop.
What if you came to a nice, classy place like this one? And he sends what the address is.
It'll take some time because I do not drive.
Will she accept an or I probably don't not part of this. Never mind, sorry. I was thinking we were on speaker.
So he sends it back. I can come get you and bring you right back. It's actually not that far.
That is fine.
All right. So he's like, I'm gonna go get her. She doesn't drive, so she's not that far. She'll be back here in like less than 20 minutes, probably.
I will prepare tea.
Okay.
I'll bring some cookies.
Ooh.
All right. So he gets up and drives off to go pick up Cassandra.
Okay. So, not a problem. You go and grab her and eventually bring her, back to this big, what used to be a plantation building, now listed as a historical building to Savannah, Georgia, but it doubles up as a bed and breakfast as well.
What part of town is the plantation in?
The plantation's on the west side of town.
Oh, okay.
It's clear on the other side of town from where you're at.
Okay.
Yeah, she arrived. She doesn't seem to be phased by the place.
Sure. And
when
by
you
the way,
guys see her,
it is evening time now.
yeah. So when you see her, she is dressed in a black gown. It's long; it goes down to her ankles. She is barefooted. She has charms around her ankle and around her wrists, and she has her face covered, so just like this. And she smells of sandalwood.
I would definitely recognize the sandalwood.
Okay.
When they come
Uh,
walking in, he's like, either Char, my friend Cassandra, Char.
It is a pleasure.
pleasant to meet you, and she'll extend her hand to shake her hand.
She
Am I-
will.
Am I there also?
Yeah.
And this is Petra, Cassandra.
She will also extend her hand to shake.
It is a pleasure.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of doing some introductions at this point, Joe and Charles, you guys come pulling up to this rather quaint looking plantation at night.
Oh,
You'll need to unmute yourself there, Rachel.
what's the name of the
Yeah,
plantation?
that plantation, huh?
I don't.
Is
know.
it a bed and breakfast?
It is a bed and breakfast. Yes.
Does it have cabins like
Yes,
on
it
the
does.
outskirts? Okay, and bunch of peach trees.
Yes.
Okay,
It's called Cottonwood Heights is the name.
Cottonwood Heights. Okay. Wow, bed
So
and
you were
breakfast.
recommended to go to the main building.
I will park, get out, and say, Charles, I think this is the area that we need to go to, or at least this is the what the building says.
Nice.
Joe, what type of car do you have?
She's a pickup, Toyota Tacoma, like pickup, just
Okay.
work truck.
So a very basic work truck, Toyota Tacoma comes pulling up down the driveway a little piece and comes to a stop. Two people come out. Now you guys are all introducing yourselves to one another.
I'll get out, come around to Charles, and like, I'll
been
be
here
honest.
before?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not familiar with this place. I know that we need to bring it here. So your guess is as good as mine, as I keep saying. Apparently.
Did we ever get the name of the person we're supposed to pick up for the
Yes.
Irishman?
Who? Because I did not get that name.
I just gave it to you in I am, Rachel.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Marcus Rigby.
Okay. I haven't. Out of character, I don't think I've met. I haven't met Sly before, right?
Nope.
I don't think I have. Maybe briefly. Anyway, you know what? We're here to meet. Like, we're here to meet or pick up this person called Sly.
Okay.
I give his basic description because Rachel doesn't know what his description is. So,
Okay.
sorry, Sly. I don't know what you look like.
He is the.
I
for
don't know
those.
what Sylvester Gallo looks like.
No, I'm just giving you his full name.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, Sylvester Gallo. All right.
That's who we're here to pick up. Maybe just stick close to me for the moment.
Sure.
Here's what we look like, what he looks like. If you see someone matching that description, just you know, let me know, huh?
All right. He's gonna take his sword with him,
Okay.
and he's got like a little setup, so it's not
So
like
is it
he's
at your
holding
hip?
it.
Is
Yeah,
it
Is
at
it
your hip or
obvious?
your back?
Hip.
Okay.
This is hip.
Okay. So I will walk up with him.
Okay. Well, it's a bed and breakfast, so the front door is actually unlocked.
I'll open it.
And you can see that there's like, two people out in the front, just kind of easy. They're just rocking back and forth in some of the nice rockers that you could find at Cracker Barrel. And they've got like a little radio kind of just tuned on to some music playing softly in the background.
Okay. So when she gets
something
in,
authentic Southern and country.
so when we walk into the doors, I'm gonna do a cursory look around. Do I see anybody that matches Sly's description?
Why don't you give
Initially?
me a perception and investigations check?
Ooh.
Perception, investigation. Okay.
Can I do that as well?
Since you have the description, absolutely.
/MM.
Where's my investigation at? Non-existent, apparently.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
Hey, is that the guy you're looking for?
You probably will see him before I do. So hold on. Get my rolls up in here.
Wow.
Jesus, yeah, you're probably gonna beat me.
Do you have
All right.
do you have a 4
No.
in either? Okay.
No.
Yeah. So 4, 6. Oh, 5.
Okay.
Observant am I?
Apparently.
Dang.
So you both kind of like look around real quick, and you end up seeing him walk into a side room with some people.
I'll do a sort of like nudge elbow next to Charles. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I think that's the dude.
All right.
So let's just like play it casual, and let me just follow my lead.
Okay.
And I will walk towards the room that he went to.
Okay. So it's just a side room here. Nobody's currently in it outside of obviously the other players that are here. Looks like they are. When you come walking to the doorway, you can look at the pictures to kind of get a description of what everybody looks like. There is a tray of cookies in here. Very attractive and professional looking. And there is some freshly brewed tea.
Ooh.
They are shaped like seashells,
Oh, okay.
sugar cookies.
If you give me a moment, Charles, let me just talk to that
Hey, is
gentleman over there.
Is that Petra?
Who?
Petra. The one that works at the cafe?
I don't know what cafe you're talking about.
Okay.
There was an instance where all of you teamed up to confront Cade when he first came to town.
Yeah, we've met Joe.
Was I part of that?
Yes, you
Oh,
were.
fuck, that was a long time ago.
We have,
All
we
right.
have
So
met
you
Joe.
are familiar
Sorry.
with Charlotte and Petra.
She
And-
has a very short memory power.
I
Yeah.
do.
And Cade, but he currently isn't here right now.
I'm hyper focused. That's what it is.
Yeah. You go talk to the guy.
Oh, you're right. Wow. I'm not sure what they're doing here, but you know what? I got a mission to complete, so I'm looking for this guy. She points to Sly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll just go talk to Petra. You
Okay.
talk to Sly.
So basically, just as you guys get started to like converse, you just introduced Cassandra and whatnot. Two people, some of you already know who they are. Step up to the doorway. They start talking to one another like they're making plans or something, and realizing that they know who Petra and Charlotte
Yeah.
is. So like,
Yeah.
and then she just points over to like Sly or whatnot. Like now they're ready to engage. So it's kind of this weird sort of intro in an intro,
100%.
sort of
Well,
thing. But
Since
there
this
you go.
is Char's place, she stands up and can I help you, Joe?
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm looking for Sly.
Well, this is Sly. Why are you looking for him?
I'm his ride.
Petra looks between the two of them. Very confused manner.
Don't
She's
remember
same.
ordering an
back to
Uber.
you. Mr. McMillan asked for me to. McMiller, sorry, not McMiller. Etiquette. Milner. Rachel can't talk. Mr. Milner asked for me to give you a ride.
And Mr. Milner is who?
My boss.
Your boss at the garage?
No. One of my bosses in other circumstances. You know, your guess is as good as mine. As I keep telling people, I'm here to pick up somebody and give them a ride. Apparently, Mr. Charles here was also requested.
I don't believe we've met.
Aren't you that sword fighter that I talked to the other day?
Yes, yes. Hi, Petra. It's been a while. I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it over to the cafe. Yeah, he'll kind of, I guess, walk in,
Sure.
She'll shake his hand.
shake
Okay.
hands, go over to Charlotte, shake her hand. Evening, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Do you
Pleasure.
like cookies? Help yourself.
Oh, thank you.
While he's doing that, I'm sliding over to Sly.
Okay.
She's gonna put the hand.
Is not Cade. Oh my god. Help.
She's
There.
gonna
Oh
put
yeah,
her
is
hand
Cade
on-
there?
No,
Cade is not there. Okay.
he's the only one not here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody thought the knight from England would be good with the demon stuff.
Demon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured he'd be the first one you guys would go for.
Oh.
But yeah.
I
We're all still
know
getting used to
Petra
each other's
better than I
specialties.
know Kate.
So as I'm sliding over to Sly, I kind of sort of nudge him a little bit, like, hey, I'm here to take you to the Irishman.
The Irishman. Does he have a name?
Yeah.
This isn't
Do
the
I have a
Mr.
description
Milner
for
you were
him?
talking about.
Yeah, Rachel, that's all you were given is the Irishman.
I'm sorry. I don't have much more information than I was asked to take you to this individual
So you can square away. It was basically to square away old debts.
to quote unquote square away old debts. Didn't get any negative vibes from that, but I'm just I'm here to follow orders and do what's right. Hopefully.
Gosh, far be it from me to reject such a wonderful offer to meet your boss and this Irishman.
I don't think the Irishman's my boss. I'm just following instructions from my actual boss.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sure. Are they in town then, I take it? This is short drive?
If you are available right now, I can take you to them.
We were
Well,
kind of in the middle
Perhaps
of
it could
something.
wait an hour?
Oh,
Perhaps you can wait an hour and not be in our business?
Excuse me? You are on my property.
I wasn't here to see you, no offense. Please understand that it was nothing against you or your property. I'm just here to see this particular gentleman.
And I accompanied this gentleman here.
Well, I don't know who you are.
I'm
so
gonna take
I'm not here to see you.
I'm gonna get my phone out and text Cade and say.
I was going to
Why
say,
is it
we
all of a
don't
sudden
need
these people are in our business?
Excuse me, you may leave.
I'm gonna text Cade and say,
Yeah,
"Are you at the plantation? Would you mind joining us in the
tea
whatever room?"
I literally, like, out of
You're in
character,
a
I'm
den.
surprised that you guys are actually all up in this conversation because you guys weren't. I went to him privately.
No, it's
We're
fine.
just-
You're in the same room. It's still possible for them to hear.
But
you.
I also, kind of went
Right.
to him individually. So if you guys are going to butt into that conversation,
Okay,
you
that's
should do
fair.
a
That's fair.
freaking
She probably would have.
ear check on that. I'm just saying.
Well, Cassandra would be standing right next to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was.
That's fine. That's fine.
Is-
That's fair. But the
Is
others
she
were not
raising her
next to him.
voice though?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Okay, but I'll still text Cade and say we could use your advice on
Sure.
a matter.
I'll also text Cade.
Why is Cade all of a sudden so important on this?
Because he's sitting over
I'm
there
just
all
here
by
to
his
do a
lonesome.
job, dang it.
Yeah, Cade finishes putting up the fairy lights in his new place.
Perfect.
Yeah. Ah, just like home.
Isn't that what you have a square for?
Yes. But I'm showing him the proper way of doing it. He did it wrong the first time.
Of course.
They have to be color-coded. It messes with the ambiance. Oh, look, a message.
He plugged the wrong remote in for the fairy lights.
Fired. Fired.
You brought me here, so you are leaving already?
Well, that remains to be seen. So, you have no idea why your boss really wants to see me other than to square away debts with the Irishman.
I'm relaying to you literally verbatim what I was told.
Fair enough.
And I'm not trying to be rude to your friends here or whatever meeting you guys are gathering in, but I'm here to just make sure shit happens.
You're just following orders. I perfectly understand. Well, ladies, honestly, Cassandra is the one who has the information compared to me. I will come back, so don't worry about that. No matter what happens, I'll be back.
Is this
Ladies
something we
and
should be
gentlemen,
worried about?
I have nothing here to hide from, and she speaks up at this point. I just have some business with Mr. Sly here, that's all.
Indeed, I can't wait for a few moments.
No, respectfully.
Sounds urgent. Don't know why he couldn't have called you.
You know, it's fine. It's fine. We can meet face to face. Again, I wouldn't really be able to contribute that much more. My source was Cassandra. Cassandra, if you're willing to talk to these ladies, I trust them. You can trust them as well. They're good people. And just tell them what you saw. Is that fine?
Yes. You'd be fine.
Excellent.
Thank you, Miss Cassandra. I appreciate you doing this without him here for a moment. I promise I'll bring him back as much as I can.
That's ominous.
That is
I said it as I walk out.
She comes back with an elbow.
Perhaps I need to put a lock on that door.
Joe, do you need me as what? Yeah, actually, I do need to come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles, please come with. I'm your ride anyway.
Yeah. Pleasure meeting
You're
you.
taking my ride.
Petra.
Well,
Charlotte,
bring your ride back,
Cassandra.
or you can Uber it.
Hope
Yeah.
to see you again soon.
Yes, I will make it to the cafe one of these days.
Yeah. We
My
close at
bookstore
1.
is next door.
You own the bookstore.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta hit the bookstore when I get back. Yeah.
But you have urgent business.
Yes. Evening all. Evening.
Good luck.
We leave
We
if Sly
abscond.
follows.
Yep.
Yeah, we
does.
abscond with Silas. Silas. Oops. Sly. Wow.
Okay, so Cade, you are joining the others at this point for that conversation. I'll get to you guys in just a second. Sly, Joe, and Charles, you guys climb into the Tacoma and head out.
Santa Cab has an extra back seat.
Which is fine. You guys head back out. The directions you were given, you're actually taking him to the Savannah shipyards at the port of Savannah. Specifically the corner of Ray Street and Birth Road. Those
look
are
that
actual
up.
locations on the map if you want to look it up.
Shipyards are where people are murdered.
Given great opportunities.
Thank you, peanut
Who
gallery.
knows?
Is that on Tybee Island?
No,
No.
it's in Savannah though. You were told specifically that there's going to be some several shipping containers that you're going to want to go to, and they are marked with Magadon shipping. And once you spotted that, you know where that's where you're meeting at.
Okay. So I will, once we get out, and I'll say, okay, we're looking for these marks, and this is where we're going to meet up. So she'll lead the way as we go, weaving through it.
Strange place to meet.
Well, you know, keep it unusual, I suppose. I'm sure you're not
Come back with
unaccustomed to
broken
that.
legs.
Pleasure to meet you, Sly. You don't know anything about an Irishman?
Well, I've known some Irishmen in my day. I wonder if this is the one I've been looking for.
This is the Irishman, from what I understand. I don't know if that means anything in particular to you, Mr. Sly. Charles, I know you don't know anybody named Mr. Irishman.
No.
So, but, you know, I'm just following orders, like I said. So,
But
as you
apparently
guys-
he's a fan of martial arts flicks. Apparently.
So as you guys come pulling
As they should
up,
be.
there are two cars kind of parked, not quite side by side, more like at an angle, and you can see that they have one of the shipping containers open. It's been emptied out. There's nothing really in it. There's just a couple of fold out chairs sitting. There's two people at the entrance. There's a couple guys hanging out near the cars themselves, just kind of looking around and keeping their eye out. Since you pull up, come to a stop, do you approach?
well, yeah, I mean, I went out, I got out of the car and said, okay, this is what we're looking for.
Sure.
As far as the symbols and,
Right. Okay.
and I guess once we get out and we find what we're looking for, I just say, hey, Mrs. Sly, this is, what I believe, you were brought here for.
Interesting.
Can I do a perception check? I want to see if there are any firearms. Is anybody packing heat?
So I'll tell you what. You can roll perception and alertness, difficulty 2.
Okay.
It's
All right.
very, very obvious.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
They're just carrying AKs and
Yeah.
SMGs out in the open, more or less.
No, nothing quite like that.
Oh,
but
okay.
they are obviously brandishing weapons. Yes,
Okay.
they do have some firearms. Mostly smaller stuff like pistols, and you see like one guy with what would be like I don't know if it qualifies as a submachine gun, but there's and it may because it does rapid fire, but basically it's like a I wish I knew what it was called, but it is in essence a large version of a 45 with a stock and one because it fires 45 rounds, but instead of just semi-automatic, you can actually hold it down and get like 3-round bursts out of it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's one of those. And as you start to approach, you hear from you end up hearing from the shadows, Mr. Callow, how good of you to join us.
And who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
So you see the shadowy form step up. No one is making any effort to pat you guys down, so clearly they don't care.
Yeah.
And so he steps forward and he says, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting, at least not directly. I am Mr. Rourke.
Mr. Rourke. Kieran Rourke, right?
That is correct, yes. And of course, Joe and Charles recognize him. They've already met him.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
Nice to meet you. Is there a specific reason you wanted to meet with me?
Well, you look rather well for somebody who is supposed to be dead, I have to say. So you must have done an exceptional job of covering that up. I would tip my hat, but I'm not exactly wearing one right.
Right. Of course. Right now, Sly is going to use his supernatural awareness to see if, like, he or any of his goons are supernatural.
Okay. I need to double check this. Is that this? Does it get? Yeah, it tells you radius, does it not, or can you specify? Because you have two characters that kind of do that right now.
Yeah,
that sort of effect. I'm trying not to get them mixed up.
Yeah, me and
right. Let's see here. So let's see, page 171 in the book. Oops, 171. So, okay. Supernatural awareness. So I can either do a perception and awareness to get a feel of the supernatural qualities of an area.
Mm-hmm.
within 10 feet of yourself, right?
It's works a little differently for here. It actually doesn't say this specific amount. It's just talking about like an area. Or I can do a perception and alertness roll for an area that's like miles away of like some power being used.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. It's not an individual per se, but it does tell you if something's nearby.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and let it rip.
Cool. Okay, so that is awareness. Ah, failure. Sheesh.
Okay.
Okay.
You're probably on edge because this is somebody that's been tied to your background for quite some time.
Right.
So it's causing a distraction with your focus. So, and can I get you to give me a willpower check? Difficulty 8.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Minus
So, yeah,
2. Yeah, -2 for Bruja.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I can never get away. 3 successes.
Okay. You are in control, but alcohol sounds really good right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Something to take that sting off, because you know if it keeps up, you're not going to be able to hold back.
Yeah.
And either you're going to go full fight or bury yourself in an amount of alcohol someplace. Just
Right.
it's hard, but you're composed.
Okay.
And he says, given your livelihood, and the fact that you don't seem to be dead, I have a job for you. One I think you might be interested in.
What exactly would that job be, Mr. Rourke?
From my understanding, you were a fire captain in your previous life. I think that's how you came to be known to us, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct.
Now, I have a little bit of a problem, and I'd like independent eyes on it.
Well, what's the problem?
I have a warehouse that I'm being told was burnt down of unexplained origin. They're blaming it on faulty wiring or some such. I have reason to believe that wasn't the case.
Is this a warehouse that you owned or you had something in it?
I did not own it, no. I was asked to look into it.
All right, so trying to find out what exactly caused it to burn down, because you don't think it was something normal.
I don't. I have my suspicions, and when I have my suspicions, it's usually for probable cause. But I lack your unique skills to investigate such matters.
Well, what would I receive if I find out what's going on?
He smiled and he says, thought you would never ask. I should probably preface this with that issue that brought you to our attention, that did not go through the proper channels.
Oh, really?
That's just not how we do business in the immediacy. Somebody was acting on their own accord.
Do you know who? Happen to have a
I do.
name and address?
I do. And you do this small favor for me, we wipe the slate clean. And I
Done.
give you that individual.
Done. Where's the warehouse?
He gives you an address, and he says it's actually not far from here. It's just on the other side of the river in South Carolina. Specifically, you'll need to go to Riverport 7 in Hardyville, South Carolina. Hard to miss. There's rubble everywhere.
All right. When you find out, do I call you, meet you somewhere? What'd you prefer?
If you can do this now, why don't you just come back here?
Done. Do you need Charles or Joe with you, or can they come with me?
No, of course not. I assumed that three sets of eyes would be better than the one. Joe, Charles, you don't mind accompanying Mr. Sly, or Mr. Gallo, I should say, on his journey across the river?
No, not at all. It would be our pleasure. She looks at Charles.
Yep.
Okay. So
Expectantly.
Yeah, he's nodding. Yeah.
So he sticks his hand out to Joe and he says that 10,000 will be wired to you immediately. And Charles, you will find that I am staffing up some of your movie extras with some of my fighters.
Oh, wow.
I'm
okay.
certain that you could make use of them, as they're obviously more professional in martial arts than I believe some of your some of the extras are that you brought on, and they will all be charged to me, of course. They will not. They will not be put in the budget.
Much appreciated, Mr. Rourke.
This is great. Thank you so much, sir. This is wow. This
I
is really
do
help
expect, though, that you utilize them for some exceptional fight scenes. I am hoping that this gets off the ground well.
Okay, I definitely will talk to Mikhail, and we'll come up with something. So.
And if the two of you could, just in case, please make sure Mr. Gallo makes it back here safely.
That's the idea. Will do, Mr. Rourke.
It's been a pleasure. We'll be back shortly.
Of course.
He turns and starts walking a little faster than he was before back to the car.
Joe's kind of skipping to keep up.
Okay. Like couple steps, skip step.
A little happy,
Step. Okay. And, and you guys drive off. Actually, the bridge is not far from here. It's actually, you just head out of the shipyards that you're at, and it's maybe 1.5 miles north from where you're at in your crossover.
Well, Mr. Sly, I'm at your disposal. Let me know how you would like me to help you accomplish this. Your success is our success.
Yeah, you got 10 G's just for delivering little old me. That's pretty impressive.
I consider it an investment.
I'm sure.
Make good on my investment, huh?
Fair enough. Yeah, if we just get there and just keep eyes out while I search the premises. Shouldn't take that long if there's something that's actually out of sorts.
Will do.
Okay.
I feel pretty observant, and Charles here, I'm sure he can be of some use. Right, Charles?
Sure. I will keep a lookout. Definitely keep a lookout.
Okay. Well, if you look at the map, specifically like of that area, a lot of Greenland and whatnot. There's not a whole lot to it. It's mostly just a road. That eventually forks, goes north and somewhat south. You'll take the road south into Hardyville. And again, when you come pulling up, it's just like you said. There's the cement foundation. There's a bunch of burned rubble.
Yeah.
Can't miss it.
Looks like we found it. Well done.
X marks the spot, I guess. Shall we go?
We shall.
Mr. Rourke doesn't need any
spot?
pictures or anything?
Didn't say he did.
Okay.
Sounds like
you will want to use your cell phones for lighting out here, though, because there's no natural lighting out here outside of the moon, which isn't much.
So just to clarify, we're looking for signs of tampering, anything just illicit in terms of the fire.
Yeah, proof that this wasn't
an accident.
Yeah, wasn't an accident.
Okay.
Is it a full moon?
No.
Okay. No werewolves out tonight, guys.
Good to know.
Sure.
Werewolves,
right.
London.
So I guess do you want to split up and we look around, or you want to try to stick together? Like, what you want to do?
Well, it's not that much of an area. I'll take a look on the inside if the both of you want to check the perimeter and make sure that there's No one else trying to interfere with us.
Um, so aside from interference, is there anything else I should be looking for, like in terms of tampering and stuff like that?
If you see any strange tracks or burns where you wouldn't expect them to be, apparently they were claiming that it was some sort of electrical fire, but
Hmm.
that's very specific. And that
That's a
if the
very
fire didn't
specific area.
originate
Yeah.
from a junction box, then it's something else. Had some
Okay.
experience, so
Good to know. It was a claim of electrical fire. So yeah, that's a bit pretty, like you said, pretty specific type of fire and area that it starts. So, okay, let's go. Excuse me.
Okay. So to start, since you guys are on the two of you on the perimeter, first give me a perception and alertness check. As you guys are just kind of walking around the perimeter, as he asked, just making sure nobody's keeping an eye on you guys or going to approach or whatnot.
Yep. Perception, alertness. Okay.
nice.
Two.
All
Does
right.
that guy look like a shark?
What the heyo? Okay, so you guys first kind of give it a once and a second over, just looking around, making sure that like nobody seems to be in the area or hanging out in the darkness, or whatnot. Once you're pretty certain of that, you start taking a look at the building itself. Now,
Yeah, a bit more deeply into the
everybody
fire
give me
burns and all that.
a perception and investigations check. Difficulty 7, or I should say, difficulty 8 for Joe and Charles. Difficulty 7 for Sly.
Okay. I'll also spend a will for an auto success.
Okay.
No, I botched.
One success.
I
Failure.
don't have any investigation, so
I just
Okay.
failed. No ones. Just failure.
oh shit! Hold on, I have one investigation. Never mind. Hold on, let me roll one die. 2. No, sorry, that
1.
that took out my botch, so I
Yeah.
didn't botch just to get
So you
any.
didn't botch. Yep. So you just didn't get any. Okay. So you guys are kind of, again, you're not looking so much as you are kind of post up and just make sure like nobody else is coming and Sly can kind of do his thing. And Sly, as you're going around on the inside, you've investigated this stuff before. Warehouse fires are not uncommon to, firefighters having to tackle them. When you look around, you kind of get a sense of like, okay, there were, this was here, something was here, based on scorch marks and patterns and
Right.
and rubble and debris and whatnot. And as you're kind of looking around, you end up seeing small plastic fragments that have been burnt into the ground. So they're kind of just like pulled up and now they're hardened again, but they burned up. So they became, soft, malleable liquid plastic and then just
Okay.
and then eventually just kind of re-solidified when everything cooled down.
Got it.
So you do find a couple of those pieces, which is odd.
Mhm.
And as you're looking around, you can tell based upon how some of the crates have been burned and some of the residue that there had been some sort of chemicals in here.
Okay.
What you also notice as you're looking around, you see that there is a small, I think you can see this, yeah, about like this rectangular shape,
Okay.
about this size, of a burn pattern on the ground right around where it looks like a stack of crates were at.
Huh. So I get closer to that, and I inspect it more to see if like there was some sort of charge or something that like exploded and caused this stuff.
Give me another check.
Still difficulty 7.
Yes.
And I'll spend another willpower for it. Why not?
Okay.
3 successes.
8 successes. Okay. So you're on the right track. Maybe this was something that was set up to frag the place. When you get a good look at one of the plastic pieces, and it looks like the underside, even though it was melted, and of course the top kind of charred, a part of it was still semi-legible. And you think you see the words LITH.
Lithium.
Interesting. Okay. So he's got that. Okay. Then he's looking around to see if there's anything else in this area that like that he could use to piece together what happened.
Okay, give me one more check.
One success.
One success. Okay, well, so looking around, and if that was the case, as you start criminology sense, because that's kind of what some of these guys, like the fire marshals and whatnot, come back around and look at. If you had to guess, and that LITH was lithium, that may have been like a mobile device, or perhaps just the battery itself. And if overcharged, they can explode. And if that's the case, that's a fairly ingenious way of, even though it may have been set to explode on purpose, it would be hard to prove.
Right. Okay. So he'll go ahead and he'll use his camera phone to like take a picture of the spot where that particular burn is and the lithium container or what have you. And he's like, all right. Yep. Think it's pretty obvious what went on here. It's definite sabotage. Not sure why they would do it, but pretty ingenious. Used a modified, probably phone or something, and got it to explode.
I assume we're with you when you see this, when you're saying that.
Close enough, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll look at the letters and stuff like, oh, you know what, lithium. Yeah, they don't let you mail those either because they have risk of exploding. So, wow, that's actually quite clever that they would use that for this.
But wouldn't the fire department pick that up when they investigated the first time?
You would think, unless they happen to have whomever caused it, maybe had people within that area that might have fudged some of the results, potentially. I don't know. Just thinking of CS or NCIS here.
Yeah. Or somebody was paid.
What
They
I was
shouldn't have been
saying.
missed. Well.
So did you find what you were looking for here? I mean,
this
seems to be the catalyst for it, but is there something else that we should be looking for? Or is this it?
At this point, not sure what else there's going to be. Everything else seems like it was burned, cleaned out. They already took
So
away
why would they
everything else.
want to blow this particular place up then? Like, look around. Like, what's here that's so important?
Like, is there like a name of who owns the warehouse that burnt down? Like a company name?
Why don't you give me another look?
Sure. Perception.
And investigation.
Oh, investigation. Okay. Difficulty 6, right?
Yes.
Failure.
Failure.
Well, you had the right idea, but you're kind of sifting through some of the junk and you're like not coming up with anything.
Do I notice anything on the boxes
Failure.
or on anything that were around? That
Did Joe make a roll?
I will. You said perception.
Perception and investigation.
Investigation.
Did you
Okay.
want to spend a willpower point?
I shall. Because I only have one in the other stuff. Difficulty 6?
Yes.
Three with the auto.
Cool. Alrighty. 1 second. Do. Um. There we go. You actually see on the side that it has Panacea Pharmaceuticals, or most of that word anyway. You can guess the rest of pharmaceutical.
Yeah. So then Joe kind of looks around, looks at the side of a thing, and kind of scrapes it a little bit. Pharmaceuticals? Oh, maybe this belongs to this company.
Panacea Pharmaceuticals.
Panacea Pharmaceuticals?
To the
Might be
Googles.
something to bring back to Mr. Milner.
So you Google it then, Charlie?
Yes,
Charles?
can I?
Yep.
Yes, can I Google it?
You don't even need to roll.
Yep.
It's a fairly big corporation that is involved in product development and testing.
Of different pharmaceuticals, I'm going to
Yep.
guess. Okay.
Either of you know what this panacea does exactly?
Well, according to Google, they are a product. They do testing and development of different medicines. So, why would
Can
they want?
I?
Why would they want to burn down a medical?
Could be some corporate espionage.
Is it possible that I could? I don't know if I can do this here, but I might have to wait till later to do it. I wanted to look into Panacea Pharmaceuticals a little bit more, like look into like their parent company and all of that.
Yeah, you're better off doing it from a
Okay,
stable connection
Okay.
instead of
that's
just
what I
out here
figured.
in the wilderness.
Yeah. I'll well, Mrs. Sly, I'll look up some more information on them. I haven't heard of them or dealt with them in particular, but let me see what I can dig up.
Well, sure, whatever you can. I mean, seems like Mr. Rourke just wanted to make sure that this really was something
Sabotage?
not normal. Verified that. Who did it? Don't know. Clearly, they didn't leave that much evidence.
But they like to use phones. That might be a clue.
Right. Because it's not like every other person you see doesn't have a smartphone.
Well, historically, some phones that have certain types of batteries are more prone to explode than others, so perhaps they took advantage of that particular exploit and used that to do this damage. Seems like a perfectly acceptable reason to do it. And they almost got away with it, potentially.
Well,
For you stupid kids.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Look, I'll help you here, Mrs. Sly. We'll see what's going on because clearly this kind of stuff shouldn't be happening here, especially at our city. So let's see what we can do.
that's great. I'm just doing this to get the info
Clear a
that I
debt.
need.
I know.
Anyway, seems like we're done here. If we want to head back.
Yeah, I promised to bring you back in one piece. Let's try to keep it that way. And,
So you guys have spent like about an hour and a half out here at this point, going over the place and investigating. So if you guys hop in the vehicle, drive on back. They're still hanging out, in the shipyard still. So you come pulling up, provide them with the information that he requested.
Yep. Even showing the pictures.
Yeah. He's not too
I'll tell
terribly
Mr.
worried
Milner.
about that. Just the fact that somebody else looked at it and confirmed his hunch.
I'm going to try to do some little digging on my end, Mr. Milner. We'll see what we can find with this.
All right. Says if that's what you'd like to do, I'm not going to stand in your way. And at this point, he provides Sly with a card. There's a name and an address on the back.
What's the name?
The name is Bill the Blade Bustamante. He actually lives in Limehouse, South Carolina.
Oh.
Which is actually just up the road, several miles from where you're at.
Okay. Huh. Excellent. Pleasure, Mr. Rourke. Thank you for this.
Happy to drive you back.
A word of caution, Mr. Callow. He may have had ulterior motives for doing what he did, and you may not like what you find. But he is of no use to me anymore. And you solved a problem. Ergo, he's terminated from our organization.
Oh, that's good to know. Excellent. You folks have a good night. He turns around and starts walking back to the car.
Okay. And I will get back. I'll get to you guys. Actually, we'll probably.
She'll wave off to Mr. Milner and like, Charles, let's go. I gotta drive him back.
So that's what you guys are doing. So Cade is now back at the place in the room with the thing. Sorry, switching gears all of a sudden. Cade is in the plantation house, the actual Airbnb. Or not Airbnb, but the bed and breakfast. There's, of course, cookies in here. There's tea. Should anybody want it? Cassandra and the rest are here, obviously, to discuss the vision.
Well, Miss Cassandra, why don't you start from the beginning instead of us relying on a game of telephone?
Very well. The vision started with the symbol of you look like a P with a long stem and an X going through the stem.
You just saw this symbol?
Yes, just the symbol. That's what the vision started with. Um, then I saw a red star in the sky, and then I saw a man on a wooden X, like a crucifixion.
What did he
Um,
look like? Could you tell?
I could not. No, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
His face was not clear to me. And then I seen is a woman. She's big. She's huge, but not in a fat way. Just her presence very enormous.
Huge.
At at her feet was a man. Um, I could not see his face, but I could see his yellow eyes. He looked to be chained, but it was kind of like a strange armor on him. And then I see the man on the X again, and there are demons dancing and chanting around him. He is being sacrificed.
The man with yellow eyes is being sacrificed
No, the man on the wooden
on the cross.
X.
Right, the eggs.
He is a sacrifice. And then I see the woman again, the enormous woman. She is looking through the city. She's looking for something. And then I see a child who is darting in and out of the shadows. She's staying within the shadows because she does not want to be seen by this woman. And the feeling I got from the vision was very bad. Um, the city is in danger.
What did the demons look like? Do you know
No,
how? Hmm.
it
Uh,
just they just look like demon.
could you tell us more about this enormous woman? Was she clad in armor? Was she on fire? Was she claws? Anything
There
like
was
that?
no distinguishable features. I just know that she's a woman. You could feel her presence.
Was she walking upright? Was she like dignified?
She was walking through. She was moving through the city. I suppose she was walking, but she was moving through the streets. You have to realize she's not like our size. She's very big. Um,
Did she seem to be like who else in the vision did she seem to be associated with?
it's a girl. She's looking for this girl.
And it's a girl child that
It's
she's
a
looking for.
child.
Okay.
Yes, and the child is staying within the shadows so this woman cannot see her or find her.
Is this like any other vision that you've had?
I get them from time to time, yes. Not particularly this one, but yes, I have visions from time to time.
Sly said that you had a client. Kind of.
Yes, it started out with the client. He wanted to know what his future beheld, and so I was looking into the innards of a rabbit, and this is when it started.
A rabbit.
Yes.
Is that the normal way of getting a vision? Is tearing open a rabbit and
see, sometimes if the nuns will tell you what you are looking for.
fair enough.
Cade, question. Do werewolves have, in general, or not so general, have female clan leaders or male clan leaders?
Jerome, would I know that?
What's that?
Whether or not werewolves have female clan leaders or not.
You can guess. Do you have any actual like werewolf lore?
I have. Let's see. I've got 4 dots in occult. I don't know.
Occult. I mean, again, you could guess with occult. So difficulty 8. So intelligence and occult.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
Okay. At your best guess, it's entirely possible. You don't really have anything one way or the other that would say that they are male dominated or female dominated.
Perhaps I'm drawing conclusions where they should not be, but did we also not get bad news from the werewolves we met that had mistakenly taken Courtney?
Honestly, I was on the same mindset. A large mother chasing through a city, demons and all that. I was starting to wonder if this maybe had some connection to Courtney and the things that we were coming across.
Would
Could it be symbolic?
things be apocalyptic?
Let's see. Well,
You're muted.
You're
Brittany.
muted, Brittany.
I don't know about that. Many cultures have thought that the apocalypse was coming at many points in history, and we're all still here.
Does the symbol or any of this vision mean anything to any of you?
Yes, Jerome, do I recognize this symbol, the P on top of the asterisk?
You can go ahead and give it a roll. It's entirely possible.
Okay, accent, don't fail me now. What am I rolling?
You are going to be rolling intelligence and either academics if you have it, or you can roll occult, whichever is better.
I shall use occult. Okay, and the difficulty is?
7.
7, okay. Oh, that is a failure.
Wow.
Yeah. The accent has failed me for the first time.
Failure!
So you are unsure.
Have any of you heard of the Order of St. George?
No.
Can I roll for that, Jerome? The Order of St. George?
Sure. Why don't you give me intelligence and occult, difficulty 9.
Okay.
Yes, can I roll it as well?
People don't normally...
He's an amazing artist.
Yeah. Cade, you could try and roll for it as well. Same type of roll. Same difficulty.
Is St. George in the room with us right now?
It's Cade.
Suddenly, everybody breaks out the Ouija board.
Oh, what was the roll again?
You
Intelligence
missed that
and occult.
reference.
Intelligence and occult difficulty 9.
Okay.
That is 3 successes because my 10s explode.
What?
Is this difficulty 8 or 9?
It's
Oh, sorry,
difficulty-
that was 8. Dang it.
It's difficulty 9.
So just 2 successes.
Let's see how much.
Sorry, Jerome. I pushed the wrong button.
Okay.
My phone is glitchy. It's gotten to that point as an iPhone where it's like
Glitchy.
the things don't update anymore because there isn't enough space. But there
ooh.
is enough
Oh,
space, you know?
that whole planned obsolescence thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Fun.
My mom gets to that point pretty often.
So, George, wait, my name is George.
Yeah.
So, you
I got 1 success.
got 1 success. So, Abby,
Yes.
at one point, many years ago, you actually ran into something that went by that name. As to what they are, you're not certain. But they, when they caught up to you, they somehow had an inkling as to what you were, and so they tried to kill you.
Oh. Well,
How rude.
bad news.
Rude.
Why would they try to kill you?
Because of what I am, I guess. Don't really know.
This might be a rude question, but I'm not actually sure. What are you?
I like to keep that under the wraps.
Fair enough. I completely understand.
Um,
Is it perhaps you asked the order to pick peaches for them?
Oh, I'll never live that down, will I?
No, I'm joking. I greatly appreciate the hospitality.
Petra looks at Cade a little more shrewdly.
Just a little bit of levity.
I believe the P on the X is a symbol of theirs.
Oh. That's doubly bad.
And I suppose I might also mention that I've heard they may be in the city.
Oh,
Oh.
right. Huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
But the rest of this, I can't make heads or tails of. There are a lot of pieces here that I don't understand.
So Jerome, with 1 success, I had no idea who these people are.
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay. How about this person on the cross and the demons dancing around it? Would that description make me think of this as being correlated with the Black Spiral dancers?
That is a great question. Unfortunately, you lack a lot of lore to substantiate most of that. But you could certainly make a roll.
Yeah, I'm fine with
If you would like to make an intelligence and occult check, difficulty 9.
Oh, doing so well with those. And perhaps I need to come up with a new accent. Okay, no, that is a failure.
Specialty,
I need-
Welsh.
Yeah, I need a new accent. I will be the Irishman on the next session.
Won't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Okay.
After the session, I want to know how to do that specialty thing. That's fun.
Oh, you just type a word in after your. So first you do the number, which is your pool, then the difficulty, then you just type in anything.
Well, then
I-
you have to type how many willpowers you're adding. So usually a 0.
I usually don't add in the
Oh, really?
willpower.
Do you not? Do you
Well,
not have to?
if it will, I know when Dale rolls, he types in the willpower, but I don't know how to do that, so I usually just write my dice pool, the
+1.
difficulty, and then I write down a word, and that's what gives me the specialty.
Maybe you don't need the willpower.
So
But yeah, just a word. I usually write SPEC because I don't want to be bothered to change it every time.
I just write random stuff, little jokes.
back in game.
I'm speaking. Yes, unfortunately, Yes, I was worried that this sounds terribly, and I guess it could just be because of proximity. It's only been a few days, but So, do you know anything about this Order of Saint George, Petra?
Not a lot. I believe that they're what you might call hunters. But that's all I can really tell you.
This is why I stay in these swamps.
You live in a swamp?
Yes.
Of course you do. Of course.
I was about to ask a very rude question, but yes, no, is it nicer to live in a swamp?
I grew up there, so yes.
How do you and Sly know each other anyway?
He came to me for some information.
He's another
By the way-
client of yours?
The girl that you guys were looking for, did you find her?
Oh, he came to you about that?
No, but again, I see things.
We did find her.
Very good. Good.
Perhaps we could exchange numbers in case you get another vision. And now I'm going accent again. Sorry.
Yes, give it back.
Do
like
you
it, though.
have a phone in the swamp?
No, but I do have a phone. When I come into town, I use it, and I do have a shop here.
A shop?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shop?
I am a voodoo priestess, and so I have a shop.
Where you?
It's called Mystic Dreams, and she tells where it's at.
And your number.
My number. She gets at her phone and tries to find it.
How Shelly, how old do you look?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say tell us what you look like, but I guess I can see what you look like.
She looks in mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, she's got blue eyes. She's got kind of reddish brown hair that's braided. And she keeps her features obscured either with the mask or with her makeup. So nobody has really seen what she actually looks like. And she's always barefooted. and she smells of sandalwood.
Okay.
She always
Uh,
smells like sandalwood.
Where did you procure your sandalwood? We don't have to go into details, but just chit-chatting, trying to get to know you better.
I don't procure it.
You grow it?
No.
Is that a spell then that you? I guess it would. I suppose it's better than smelling like a swamp.
I just always smell
Do you
like that.
burn sandalwood in your shop?
No.
So this is your natural scent, is the sandalwood.
Yes.
Can you teach how to do that?
No. It is associated with my abilities.
Ah,
Oh.
interesting.
So, AKA echoes.
Cade, like, does like a finger snap, like, dang it.
You want to smell like sandalwood all the time, Cade?
No, it would be interesting to be able to mask your smell behind something innocuous.
Then- I mean, why choose something as distinctive as that? Why not smell like gasoline or vanilla? Or
No, that wasn't specifically wondering if I could smell exactly like sandalwood. It was more if it was an ability, it would be helpful to mask my scent when I am hunting after things where scent might be an issue.
I suppose that's
Yeah.
fair.
Although smelling like gasoline would definitely be an interesting scent to throw off a monster.
In certain
I
places.
don't recommend dousing yourself in gasoline.
Also,
No, not at all. I know.
I haven't tried that one.
Oh no, I would never.
Doesn't sound very fun. Okay, well, I don't know how much more I can offer about this. I guess we'll have to put it on the back burner. By the way, go
Did
ahead.
what did the crucified man, did he mean anything to you?
How was he? Were the demons dancing about him? Were they killing him? How, like, did you see? Like,
He was
Like St. Andrew, right?
yes,
No, but-
yes.
Crucified on an X
He was
instead
being
of a cross.
crucified, so he was attached to the it's not a cross, it's an X.
yes.
So his hands and feet were spread. And
Did he seem
below him, around him, the demons were dancing and chanting. He was kind of like a ritual, and he was a sacrifice.
But was he dead in, like, already, or was he in the course of dying? Were they like? Were you able to see what they were doing to him, as if he was dying or after he was dead?
Yeah.
Was he modern or was he
Yes.
ancient?
No, there was. I remember there was this cup. I think it was some kind of blood. He was being forced to drink it. Yeah, he was being fed from this chalice, and yes, I believe it was killing him. Yes.
True. Can I roll to possibly know a ritual that involves crucifying a man and then making him drink from a chalice?
I can tell you right now, you can't think of any.
Okay.
Offhand.
Can I roll my church lore and see if that's something from, like, because I know we were talking about St. Andrew before.
Mhm.
Maybe like that was part of his story, or
You don't. Yeah, you don't have you don't have enough information to make that sort of check at this point. Not on that. Outside of knowing what is readily available about St. Andrew.
yeah, like he was the patron saint of Scotland, which I don't know why that would matter here.
Right, exactly. With that, actually, since we're already over 3 hours, we're going to go ahead and hit stop here for the game. And you guys can obviously pool those questions and try to come up with something more later on. Look out, Hope. No. Down, baby.
I was about to change the topic.
It's our newest.
So our next game for this will be on the 22nd of November. Tomorrow, of course, is going to be Marvel Superheroes at 6 p.m. Not Pacific Standard Time, Arizona time.
Mountain time.
So we're on Mountain right now. And then with that, of course, we'll go ahead and sign off from here. But before we do, we need to do RP votes. So starting at the top, Shelly, who do you vote for?
Come back to me. I'm kind of torn between a couple.
Okay. Going forward, I'm not going to be stopping for anybody, just to let you guys know. You'll have to decide. George.
I think I will go with Rachel.
Okay, one for Rachel. Rachel.
I like Shelley's commitment to the whole like basic I don't know, like choppy English, and like I really like the vibe that I'm getting from that and the whole thing. Like I don't know how to work this phone. Like let me look up how to find my own phone number on this. So
Okay.
She's not very modern.
Yeah.
Dale.
Let's see. I am going to go with I'm going to go with Rachel as well. Yeah, she was spunky, actually speaking to Char in her own place.
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
She's funky. She likes her oatmeal spunky.
She's like, you can get out. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Abby.
I was gonna go Sly.
Okay.
And because he feels like the through character right now, and just how he handled the whole situation, like calmed everything down with Char and Joe. His charisma kicking in again.
Okay. Brittany.
I'm gonna go with Shelly.
Shelly. Okay. Davey.
I'm gonna go with Abby.
Abby.
Oh.
So we've got. We're still waiting for Shelly. Shelly.
Yeah, Dale.
So
For the
we've
same
got.
reasons
So
as
we've got
Abby's.
2 for
Three-way
Dale.
tie.
Yeah, we've got 2 for Dale, 2 for Rachel, 2 for Shelly.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and jump into the chat real quick. Roll 1d10. Whoever gets highest wins.
Yeah.
Fight it out.
Which chat? The
To the
Discord?
pain.
Yep. To the pain. Dale just rolled a 10.
Yeah. Everybody pull out
Jesus.
your.
Oh, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What?
Dale won.
Everybody
Oh
pull out
my
your
gosh.
Beyblades.
Try.
Beyblades.
Do this like civilized gentlemen.
Rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissors.
Let her rip.
Yeah, a 2.
Okay. All right. Well,
Lame.
Dale walked away with it.
Alright.
Thank you.
So there we go. So add another
Yeah.
onto your character sheet. Okay, cool. And that's what we're going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us, tuning in, and chatting. Of course, this will be updated here shortly to the YouTube website. And yeah, I think that's it. So take it easy. Good night. Good night.
Good night.